What's up, guys? Wednesday before Thanksgiving Eve. Gonna break it down a little bit real quick. Got a couple things to talk about. And then not sure how much y'all do this weekend. I'm off Thursday and Friday, so I don't know if I'll pump out a video either one of those days. But anyway, there'll be a lot to talk about next week. Rivalry week across the country, so a lot of big games. Gonna knock a lot of people out of playoff contention right now. I don't think Alabama's gonna make it after playing Georgia, of course. Michigan should get beat by Ohio State. That'll knock both of them out. And I think we're gonna end up with a Georgia, Ohio State, Cincinnati, Notre Dame scenario, which I'm not a big fan of, but oh well. So South Carolina and Clemson take the field on Saturday night in Columbia. Clemson opens up at a 14-point favorite. It's been bet down to like 11.5. Usually when it's bet early, that's smart people. Smart people, the sharps is what they say. They don't bet on Saturday morning like the average Joe does. They bet on Monday morning. As soon as the lines come out, they get some information, they bet. So I guess what the smart people are saying is South Carolina is within 2 touchdowns of Clemson. South Carolina has played well the last 2 out of 3 games. And Clemson's finally, got around and beat a decent Wake Forest team. So both teams are coming in on a high compared to, what the season has been. Clemson's been fairly disappointing, losing to Pitt, losing to North Carolina State, of course, losing to Georgia in a hard-fought game. South Carolina, started out pretty good with a non-conference and then kind of bombed in the conference. And had a chance to solidify a bowl bid by beating Missouri and threw it away. But got it back with Auburn, so coming in on a little bit of a high at home. I think if you look at it as a whole, subjectively, nonpartisan, not a Carolina or Clemson fan, you got to give Clemson a little bit of edge. They got the experience in the roster. They got the experience in the coaching staff. Kobe Pace is running the football well. Will Shipley's running it well. And, of course, that defense is the backbone for any Clemson football team. James Skalski, in his last game as a Clemson Tigers, played the most games, most starts for any Clemson Tiger. That defense is what keeps Clemson in the game, and I feel like it will this week. They'll probably show Carolina a lot of what Missouri showed, put a lot of pressure on Jason Brown. He's going to have to get rid of the football quick. They're going to have to block on the outside for the running backs. Zacondre White has really emerged as a really good SEC running back. Kevin Harris is going to have to carry the load. Probably see some Juju McDowell and may even see some Marshawn Lloyd. But Josh Van's going to have to get open, but somebody else is going to have to relieve him on the outside. There's going to have to be somebody who can take the pressure off of him. They'll probably bracket him and make Jason Brown throw to somebody else. And nobody else has really been shown to be able to get open or catch the football. So it's going to be up to Marcus Satterfield to find some mismatches in there and get guys open. I think it'll be a tight, ugly football game. I don't trust either offense. South Carolina's defense has played fairly well. As long as they can keep the big play, they can't let Bo Collins get behind them for a big, long game. That would be unfortunate. But I think Clemson wins a close one. I'm hoping South Carolina can pull it out. I really do. It'd be great in that first year for Beamer to win 7 games, beat Clemson, beat Florida, beat Auburn, and have some confidence and definitely help in recruiting. Like right now, I think midway through the season, there wasn't a lot of buzz around South Carolina. There's some recruits now in state, Antonio Williams from Dutch Fork. I think it's going to come down to South Carolina and Clemson, and this game right here could probably sway him one way or the other. So need to show out on Saturday night and get that win. I predicted it'd be Clemson 27. I say 27-21. I think it's going to be something like 27-20. South Carolina's going to be in the game unless it just steamrolls like Missouri did or the Texas A&M game did. And I don't know that Clemson's offense can do that, but we've seen stranger things. I'll go on record, Clemson 27-20. If you take the 11.5, you win the money. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the review next week after this game. But there's a couple other things I want to throw out there. Coaching money, man. LSU job comes open, Florida job comes open, Southern Cal job comes open, Virginia Tech comes open, and then Mel Tucker gonna get a 10-year deal at Michigan State, which I've talked about already. I think it's a big mistake. And then bang, Penn State gives James Franklin $10 million. Franklin did a smart thing. He used that as a little bit of leverage to kind of say he wasn't opposed to maybe leaving. And then, he's already been in the SEC, he started at Vanderbilt, so he could easily go to LSU, maybe Florida, any of these southern schools. But I'm not real sure that anybody was going to offer him that kind of money. Maybe they were, I don't know. But he did himself a good deal, locking himself up for 10 years, probably, somewhere around 80 and 90 million. But the problem with both of them schools doing that is basically you're telling your coach, you're all right with winning 9 games. You're all right with not beating Ohio State. And I think that's a bad message to send right now, because Ohio State's, dominating the Big Ten. And if you're satisfied with paying them, $9 million a year not to beat Ohio State, then, when it gets less than that and you get tired of that, and 4 years from now you still haven't beaten Ohio State and you hadn't beat maybe Michigan, or you're finishing third in your division, I don't know what you say to the coach, because, this is the scenario that you paid him big money under. And I think Michigan State and Penn State will both regret that, unless Penn State's happy with 9-3. If Penn State's happy with 9-3, then they got their coach. Virginia Tech opens up. They got a spot. Florida's open. LSU's open. Southern Cal's open. There'll be some more. And as guys move out, that'll open up some more spots. So I'm interested to see, if Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss, then who takes that job? If Dave Aranda leaves Baylor to go to LSU, who takes that job? And then there's a lot of different mid-major guys, the Billy Napiers, the Jamie Chadwells, who are going to be on the list for some of these teams. And if they end up taking those jobs, then does a guy like Dan Mullen get back in the mix at Louisiana Lafayette or Coastal Carolina or somewhere like that? So it's going to be a big carousel of guys moving around, jobs opening up. And then, I feel like for some reason, Bill O'Brien's the offensive coordinator at Alabama right now. And it seems like that's the magic, their job. If you get the offensive coordinator ship at Alabama, you're about to be a head coach. Lane Kiffin, Sarkisian, Mike Loxley. And I'm sure Bill O'Brien at some point will get a head coaching gig solely because he's the offensive coordinator at Alabama. All right. We'll talk about that football later on in the next episode. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. I know this probably pissed off a few people, but I said this on Facebook last night. Got some interesting comments, some agreement, some disagreement. But I believe if you're making your plate tomorrow at Thanksgiving and you got white rice or mashed potatoes on your plate, then your family just don't cook very well. Because at my grandma's house, it goes like this. Whatever meat you choose. Now, if you got deep fried turkey, I'm all aboard. If it's regular turkey, I'm probably just getting ham. I'm going to get some macaroni. I'm definitely going to get my grandma's famous cornbread dressing. I don't like stuffing, but I do love dressing. Throw some dressing on there. My Aunt Carol makes some wonderful corn souffle, which is basically just like a sweet corn, corn pudding, I guess. But it's great. And then you got whatever greens and whatever beans. And, and then you may have a deviled egg. You got a biscuit. And I think your plate is full at that point. If you put rice, I eat rice at Panda Garden, man. I don't eat no damn rice for no holiday. And mashed potatoes, man, that's a 4-year-old. That's a 4-year-old side item, in my opinion. If you got to put gravy on something, put it on your biscuit. I'll put it on your dressing. I ain't with the mashed potatoes, man. That's something I get at KFC on a Tuesday night on the way home from work. I'm not a mashed potato guy. I'm not a white rice guy. If if you ain't got no more options than that to fill your plate up, your family did you a disservice. Now, I know a lot of you probably don't believe in that. You grew up eating white rice and you put some gravy or some butter on there, some salt and pepper. But white rice ain't got no place at my house. I mean, you know, honestly, turkey don't even really have much place. But like I said, if it's deep fried, I'll take it. But if you eating white rice and you eating mashed potatoes, you need to adopt a new aunt. An aunt who can cook some greens or some beans. I know some of y'all like green bean casserole, string bean casserole, something like that. That's fine too. I can get by with that. But for me, no rice, no white rice. I like brown rice now. You get brown rice with some onions and some mushrooms in there, some beef consomme, some French onion in there, I'll eat that. No white rice, no mashed potatoes. I don't even want no potatoes au gratin or none of that stuff. That's some redneck shit you eat on Thursday night. But not on Thursday day for Thanksgiving.
Turn right onto East Lane.
I'm just saying, that's my take. Some of you are probably offended by that. But for me, no white rice, no potatoes. But I love some corn souffle. Oh, and sweet potato. Sweet potato casserole or anything like that with sweet potatoes in it. I gotta make a room for that. That's also like dessert for me. I don't eat a lot of cherry yum yum. I'm not big on the puddings. And I definitely hate fruitcake. But I do love sweet potatoes. So that's it for me. Hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Good luck to the Gamecocks. I think they covered 11.5. I'm just hoping they can win the game. Enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family. Enjoy all this football. We got 14 games on Friday. So if you ain't got nothing to do on Friday, you got 14 football games. It's good to watch. Got a couple of these basketball tournaments, you know, all over in the warm weather in Bermuda, in Las Vegas. And then we got our full slate Saturday and Sunday. So have a great weekend. Enjoy your food, your family, fellowship, and football. See y'all.